What if the deepest pain you could ever feel, the sting of rejection, was not a weapon that could break you, but a fire that could forge you? The world teaches us to fear rejection, to avoid it at all costs. The Stoics teach a radical, more powerful truth, that within this fire, an unshakable and truly respectable self can be born. Withstand rejection, win respect, Stoic love, emotional mastery, compiled and published by Stoic Dominion. Lesson 1. Silent strength in vulnerable moments. Imagine a lone wolf, cornered and wounded. Its instinct screams at it to either snarl and lash out in a display of desperate aggression, or to whimper and show its belly in a plea for mercy. But the alpha, the veteran of 100 battles, does neither. It holds its ground, its body tense but controlled, its gaze steady and unwavering. It meets its vulnerable moment not with panicked reaction, but with a profound and silent strength. This is the ideal of Stoic composure. The inner conflict we face is that in our own moments of emotional vulnerability, when we expose our feelings, ask for commitment, or face the possibility of being left, we are overcome by that same primal instinct. We lash out in anger and accusation, or we crumble into pleading and begging, sacrificing our dignity for a chance to soothe the immediate pain. The fundamental problem with these reactive displays is that they betray our own inner strength and invariably make the situation worse. Lashing out in anger and blame, while it may provide a momentary feeling of power, only validates the other person's desire to pull away. You become the threat they need to escape. Pleading and crumbling, on the other hand, broadcasts a profound lack of self-respect. It communicates that your well-being is entirely dependent on them, placing a crushing burden on the other person and erasing any attraction they may have felt. In both scenarios, you are acting from a place of fear, not strength, and you are sacrificing your long-term dignity for a short-term and ultimately futile attempt to control the uncontrollable. You abandon your own inner citadel at the first sign of attack. The transformative solution is to cultivate a silent strength that allows you to remain composed, present, and dignified even when feeling emotionally raw and exposed. It is the conscious choice to embody the spirit of the veteran wolf, not the panicked pup. The core Stoic idea is that our moments of greatest vulnerability are our greatest opportunities to practice virtue. It is easy to be calm when things are good. To be calm when your heart is on the line, that is true strength. This silent strength is not about suppressing emotion or pretending you don't care. It is about feeling the emotion fully. The fear, the hurt, the uncertainty, but refusing to let it become the master of your actions. It is the quiet declaration that I can feel this pain and still hold my ground. You can begin to build this silent strength with practical in-the-moment techniques. The first and most crucial is the anchor breath. The moment you feel that surge of vulnerability and the impulse to react, your sole focus must be on the physical sensation of 3 deep, slow breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. This is not just a calming trick. It is an act of anchoring your consciousness in your body and in the present moment, pulling it away from the catastrophic stories your mind is screaming at you. The second step is to adopt a posture of quiet dignity. Whether sitting or standing, plant your feet firmly on the ground, straighten your spine, and relax your shoulders. A posture of quiet strength sends a powerful signal back to your own brain, counteracting the impulse to crumble. The benefits of cultivating this strength are the benefits of true self-mastery. You will navigate the most difficult moments of your relationships without losing your self-respect. You will find that your calm, dignified presence is far more influential and attractive than any emotional display. Even if the outcome is painful, you will walk away from it with your character intact, which is the only true victory. You will build a deep and unshakable trust in yourself, knowing that you will not abandon your own dignity, even when it hurts. Your practice exercise is to simply be aware of moments of small vulnerability in your daily life. The next time you feel awkward, embarrassed, or slightly exposed, instead of immediately trying to fix the feeling, just pause. Take 1 anchor breath and hold your ground. This silent strength is the shield that protects you, allowing you to perform the next crucial task, detaching your ego from the sharp sting of rejection. In our next lesson, we will explore this vital skill. If you are ready to build this inner fortitude, please show your support by liking this video. Lesson 2. Detaching ego from rejection. Picture a brilliant actor on stage, pouring their heart into a role. At the end of the play, the casting director decides not to hire them for the next production. The actor feels the sting of disappointment, but a wise actor understands a crucial distinction. It was the performance or the fit for the role that was rejected, not the fundamental worth of the actor themselves. They take off the costume and the mask and go home as a whole person. The inner conflict we face is that when we experience rejection in love, we fail to make this distinction. We fuse our ego, our core sense of I, with the role of being a partner in that specific relationship. The problem with this fusion of ego and role is that it transforms the pain of rejection into a devastating crisis of self-worth. If the relationship is rejected, we internalize the message that we, in our entirety, are being rejected. We believe we are fundamentally flawed, unworthy, or unlovable. This creates immense and unnecessary suffering. The pain is no longer just about the loss of a connection. It becomes a deep, existential wound to our very identity. This is why rejection can feel like a death. Because, in a way, the ego-fused identity we created has died. This intense pain then fuels the undignified, reactive behaviors of pleading, anger, or despair as the ego desperately thrashes to save itself from this perceived annihilation. The transformative solution is to learn to be the wise actor, to consciously and deliberately detach your ego from the outcome of a relationship. It is the practice of seeing rejection for what it is, an external event, a mismatch of preferences, information about the other person's path, or a reflection of their own limitations, and not a verdict on your soul. The core Stoic principle here is the dichotomy of control. Another person's feelings, decisions, and path in life are fundamentally outside of your control. They are externals. Your character, your integrity, and your response to events. These are the only things within your control. By placing your self-worth entirely on the things you can control, your character, you make it immune to the things you cannot, another person's choice to stay or go. You can practice this detachment with powerful reframing exercises. The first is objective journaling. After a rejection, take out a piece of paper. On one side, write the emotional, ego-fused story. He rejected me, he threw me away, it means I'm not good enough. On the other side, rewrite the event as a neutral, third-party observer would, using only verifiable facts. After several dates, he communicated that he did not feel a romantic connection and did not wish to continue the relationship. Reading the second version aloud helps to drain the poison from the first. The second practice is to actively seek the lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience about my own patterns, my values, or what I truly seek in a partner? This reframes the event from a painful failure into a valuable piece of data for your own growth. The benefits of detaching your ego from rejection are the benefits of true emotional freedom. The fear of rejection will lose its terrifying power over you, allowing you to be more authentic and courageous in your relationships. When rejection does happen, you will still feel the natural sadness of loss, but it will not shatter your core sense of self. You will be able to recover faster, with your dignity intact. You will become more resilient, seeing these experiences not as verdicts on your worth, but as steps on your journey. Your practice for this lesson is to think of a past rejection, big or small. Perform the objective journaling exercise. Feel the subtle but powerful shift from personal shame to objective observation. Detaching your ego is what makes the next step possible, the ability to hold on to your dignity in the painful aftermath of being hurt. In our next lesson, we will explore this crucial art. Please subscribe to Stoic Dominion to continue this journey toward an unshakable self. Lesson 3. Holding dignity after being hurt. Imagine a beautiful, priceless ceramic vase that is dropped and shatters. One response is to sweep the pieces into the trash, discarding it as broken and worthless. Another is to fly into a rage, cursing the person who dropped it. But there is a third way. the Japanese art of kintsugi, where the broken pieces are carefully gathered and meticulously put back together with lacquer mixed with powdered gold. The philosophy is that the vase is more beautiful and valuable for having been broken. Its cracks a testament to its history and resilience. The inner conflict we face after being deeply hurt by rejection is the powerful impulse toward the first two responses, to discard ourselves as worthless or to lash out in rage. The problem with these impulses is that they inflict a second, deeper wound upon ourselves, a wound to our own character. In lashing out with angry texts, public call-outs on social media, or vengeful gossip, we may feel a fleeting moment of power, but we are sacrificing our own integrity. We are allowing another person's actions to turn us into someone we ourselves do not respect. In crumbling into despair, obsessive checking of their social media, or desperate pleading, we confirm our own worst fears about ourselves, that we are worthless without them. In both cases, you lose twice. You lose the relationship, and then you sacrifice your own self-respect. The initial wound was inflicted by another. The second, deeper wound is self-inflicted. The transformative solution is to choose the path of kintsugi. It is to see the moment of being hurt not as a moment of destruction, but as an opportunity to rebuild yourself with gold. It is the conscious choice to hold on to your dignity, to act with virtue and self-respect, especially when it is the hardest thing in the world to do. The core Stoic idea is that while you cannot control being hurt, you have absolute control over your response to being hurt. Your character is the one asset that no one can ever take from you. In the aftermath of rejection, it is the only thing you truly own. To protect it, to act with grace and integrity in the face of pain, is the ultimate act of power. It is how you mend your own broken pieces with gold. You can begin this practice of holding your dignity with two powerful commitments. The first is the no contact and inner work rule. After a painful separation, commit to a strict period of no contact. This is not a game to make them miss you. It is a necessary quarantine to allow your emotional system to heal without constant re-injury. During this time, your focus must turn 100% inward. This leads to the second commitment. Fill that time with actions that build self-respect. Commit to a physical challenge, like training for a 5K. Commit to learning a new skill. Pour the immense emotional energy you were spending on the relationship into the project of forging a stronger, more interesting, more virtuous version of yourself. The benefits of this dignified response are profound. You will emerge from the pain not weaker, but stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful, like the kintsugi vase. You will build an unshakable foundation of self-respect, knowing that you conducted yourself with grace under fire. Paradoxically, this dignified silence is often the most powerful and attractive response you can have, earning you a level of respect from the person who hurt you and from yourself that no amount of anger or pleading ever could. You will learn that you are your own greatest healer. Your practice is to commit to this path. If you are hurting, make a pact with yourself for 1 week of inner work. Choose one positive, self-respecting activity and dedicate yourself to it completely. This path of dignity is rooted in a healthier and more mature understanding of love, one that does not require possession or control. In our next lesson, we will explore this liberated way of loving. Let us know in the comments one inner work activity that has helped you heal. Lesson 4. Loving without needing control. Picture a skilled and loving gardener tending to a magnificent rose bush. The gardener provides the best possible conditions: rich soil, sunlight, water, and protection from pests. They do all of this out of love for the rose. But the gardener understands that they cannot force the rose to bloom. They cannot command the petals to unfurl. They accept the nature of the rose, loving the process of tending to it without demanding a specific outcome. This is the metaphor for loving without needing control. The inner conflict we face in love is born from fear. The fear of losing someone we love creates a desperate desire to control them, to control their feelings, their decisions, their time, and even their thoughts. The problem is that any attempt to control another person is poison to the soil of love. Control, born from fear, manifests in ugly ways: jealousy, possessiveness, manipulation, constant questioning, and emotional ultimatums. These behaviors, designed to hold someone closer, are the very things that make them feel suffocated and desperate to escape. You are not creating a garden, you are building a prison. A relationship based on control is not a partnership, it is a hostage situation. It destroys trust, erodes intimacy, and turns a potential source of joy into a constant power struggle. It is an expression not of love, but of your own insecurity and fear. The transformative solution is to learn to love like the wise gardener. It is to release the need to control the other person and to focus entirely on what you can control, the conditions you provide. This means focusing on being the most virtuous, loving, and respectable partner you can be. The core Stoic idea here is a profound application of the dichotomy of control to our relationships. Your partner's heart and mind are sovereign territories. They are not yours to rule. The only territory you can rule is your own character. To love freely is to love and respect your partner's autonomy completely, even if that autonomy one day leads them down a path away from you. This is the highest and most courageous form of love. It is also the only form that has a chance to last. You can begin practicing this non-controlling love with a shift in your daily mindset and actions. First, practice actively encouraging your partner's autonomy. Instead of feeling threatened by their separate hobbies or friendships, genuinely support them. Say things like, "I'm so glad you have that passion. Tell me about it." This communicates trust, not fear. Second, learn to manage your own fear of loss through Stoic meditation. Practice amor fati, the love of fate. Accept that the future is uncertain and that all things are impermanent. By embracing this truth, you can love the present moment of connection more fully and gratefully without being paralyzed by the fear of it ending. Third, when you feel the urge to control, pause and turn inward. Ask, what fear in me is driving this impulse? Address your own fear instead of trying to control your partner. The benefits of this practice are liberating. You will be freed from the exhausting and constant anxiety of trying to manage another person. The energy of your relationship will shift from one of tension and struggle to one of ease, trust, and mutual freedom. Your partner will feel more drawn to you, not less, because they will feel safe and respected in your presence. You will build a love that is resilient and strong, a true partnership of two whole, sovereign individuals choosing to walk together. Your practice for this lesson is to identify one controlling impulse you have. The next time it arises, consciously choose to do the opposite, to offer trust and encouragement instead. This non-controlling form of love is not passive. It is expressed through a powerful skill known as calm assertiveness. In our next lesson, we will learn how to build respect through this essential communication style. If you believe in a love based on freedom and trust, share this video. Lesson 5. Calm assertiveness builds true respect. Imagine a firm but gentle riverbank. It does not aggressively attack the water, nor does it passively crumble away, allowing the river to become a swamp. It holds its own shape with quiet integrity, and in doing so, it skillfully guides the full force of the powerful river in a clear and productive direction. The riverbank and the river work in partnership. This is the model for calm assertiveness. The inner conflict we face is the false belief that in any disagreement, we have only two options: to be a passive doormat, sacrificing our own needs and feelings, or to be an aggressive fighter, attacking and overpowering the other person. The problem with this false dichotomy is that both paths lead to disrespect. Passivity teaches others that your needs don't matter. It invites people to take you for granted and builds a deep well of silent resentment within you. Aggression, on the other hand, may win you a temporary victory, but it destroys intimacy and trust. It forces the other person into a defensive crouch and makes them see you as an adversary, not a partner. Neither the doormat nor the fighter is respected. The doormat is pitied and the fighter is feared. Neither is truly loved as an equal. The transformative solution is to cultivate the middle path, the way of the riverbank, calm assertiveness. This is the skill of stating your needs, your boundaries, and your truths clearly, kindly, and without emotional charge or apology. The core Stoic idea here is that this is the communication style of a rational, self-respecting adult. It is an expression of justice. It honors both your own dignity and the dignity of the other person. Calm assertiveness is not about winning an argument. It is about clearly and respectfully representing your own reality. It is a declaration that I respect myself and I respect you, and here is my truth. You can learn to communicate with calm assertiveness through practical formulas and a shift in mindset. First, own your feelings with I statements. Instead of the accusatory, "you always do this," which triggers defensiveness, use the formula, "I feel emotion when you specific behavior because the impact it has on you." For example, "I feel hurt when you check your phone while I'm talking because it makes me feel like you're not listening." This is an undeniable statement of your own experience, not an attack. Second, learn to make clear, direct requests instead of frustrated complaints. Instead of, "the kitchen is always a mess," try, "it would mean a lot to me if we could work together to clean the kitchen before we go to bed." One is a complaint, the other is a collaborative invitation. The benefits of mastering this skill are immense. The dynamic of your relationship will shift from one of conflict to one of collaboration. You will find that your needs are met more often, simply because you are expressing them in a way that is easy for your partner to hear and respond to. You will build a foundation of mutual respect that can withstand any disagreement. You will feel a surge of self-respect, knowing that you are capable of advocating for yourself with grace and strength. You will become a master communicator, a skill that will elevate every area of your life. Your practice is to identify one small need that has been going unmet. Use the "I feel" formula or a direct request to communicate it to your partner in a calm moment. This skill is absolutely essential for navigating the most difficult terrain in any relationship: conflict. In our next lesson, we will learn how to master our emotions in the heart of love conflicts. If you're ready to communicate with strength and respect, hit the subscribe button for Stoic Dominion. Lesson 6. Mastering emotions in love conflicts. Picture two master swordsmen engaged in a sparring match. Their swords clash, they test each other's defenses, and the encounter is filled with intensity. But they are not trying to kill each other. There is no wild, hateful rage in their eyes. They are engaged in a disciplined practice, with mutual respect, focused on skill, and with the shared goal of making each other stronger. This is the ideal of a healthy conflict. The inner conflict we face is that when we enter a disagreement with our partner, we forget we're on the same team. The sparring match devolves into a street fight. We drop our discipline and swing with the wild, hateful intent to win and to wound. The problem is that when we fight to win against our partner, we both lose. The goal shifts from understanding and resolving a problem to simply being right and making the other person wrong. We deploy our most hurtful weapons: personal attacks, dredging up past mistakes, sarcasm, and the silent treatment. These actions inflict deep wounds on the trust and intimacy of the relationship, wounds that can fester for years. After the fight is won, the underlying problem almost always remains, now buried under a fresh layer of hurt and resentment. This turns conflict from a potential opportunity for growth into a destructive force that slowly chips away at the foundation of the relationship. The transformative solution is to fundamentally reframe the purpose of conflict. It is to learn to spar like the masters, not to brawl like thugs. You must treat a conflict not as a battle against your partner, but as a collaborative struggle with your partner against a shared enemy, the misunderstanding. The core Stoic idea is to see conflict as data. A disagreement is a signal that there is a point of friction, a flawed assumption, or an unmet need in the system of your relationship. A Stoic approaches this data with rational curiosity, not with emotional warfare. The goal is not to win the argument, but to work together to improve the system. You can begin to master conflict with a few clear rules of engagement. First, agree on these rules with your partner during a time of calm, not conflict. One rule could be, we will attack the problem, not the person. No name-calling, no character assassinations. Another could be, either of us can call for a timeout if emotions get too high. This allows for a strategic retreat to cool down before resuming the spar. Second, during a conflict, practice the skill of reflective listening. After your partner speaks, say, "What I hear you saying is," and repeat their point back to them in your own words. This ensures understanding and makes your partner feel heard. Third, always look for the kernel of truth in their argument. Even if you disagree with 90% of what they're saying, finding the 10% you can agree with builds a bridge and de-escalates the fight. The benefits of this disciplined approach to conflict are profound. You will turn one of the most destructive forces in relationships into a powerful engine for growth and deeper intimacy. You will build an incredible foundation of trust, knowing that you can face any disagreement together safely and respectfully. You will solve problems for good instead of endlessly relitigating them. You will become a true team, capable of navigating any challenge life throws at you. Your practice is to have a conversation with your partner when you are both calm. Agree on just one rule of engagement for your next disagreement. All of these skills, withstanding vulnerability, detaching from rejection, holding dignity, and mastering conflict, culminate in the development of the ultimate Stoic prize: an unshaken heart and an unbreakable sense of worth. In our final lesson, we will explore this final stage of emotional mastery. Lesson 7. Unshaken heart, unbreakable worth. Imagine a flawless diamond forged deep within the earth under unimaginable heat and pressure. Its brilliance and its value are inherent to its structure. It does not need the admiration of a jeweler to be a diamond. If it is overlooked in a pile of stones, its worth is not diminished. If it is held by someone who does not recognize its value, it remains a diamond. Its worth is unconditional and internal. This is the Stoic ideal of the human soul. The inner conflict that defines much of our lives is the belief that our worth is a fragile, external thing, something that can be given to us by a partner's love, and therefore something that can be taken away by their rejection. The problem with this belief is that it gives other people the ultimate power over our emotional well-being and our sense of self. If your worth is conditional on being loved by a specific person, you will live in a constant state of low-grade fear. The fear of losing that love and therefore losing your worth. This fear will drive you to be less authentic, to set fewer boundaries, and to tolerate disrespect. It makes you a weak and anxious partner. And if rejection does come, it confirms your deepest fear and shatters you, because you have mistaken the loss of a relationship for the loss of yourself. The transformative solution is to undertake the final, most important work of the Stoic path, to fully and completely internalize the truth that your worth as a human being is intrinsic, unconditional, and based solely on your character. It is to build a sense of self that is as hard and as brilliant as a diamond. The core idea, which encompasses all of Stoic philosophy, is that your worth is not derived from what happens to you, but from how you respond. It is found in your capacity for courage, your commitment to justice, your practice of self-control, and your dedication to wisdom. These are the facets of your inner diamond. Because you and only you have control over your character, your worth can never be taken from you. The practice of building this unbreakable worth is a daily commitment to living a virtuous life. It is the culmination of all the previous lessons. The first actionable step is the practice of daily self-formation based on character, not on outcomes. Start your day by saying to yourself, "My worth today is not in being loved, but in my ability to love with virtue. My worth is not in being respected, but in my commitment to being a respectable person. My worth is in my integrity." This sets your intention for the day. The second step is to regularly reflect on your resilience. Look back at the most difficult moments of your life that you have already survived. Acknowledge the immense strength you have already demonstrated. You are the survivor of all your past battles. This is the evidence of your diamond-hard nature. The benefits of achieving this state are the ultimate reward of a philosophical life. You will be able to love more freely, more deeply, and more courageously than ever before, because the fear of loss will no longer hold you hostage. You will radiate a quiet, powerful confidence that is profoundly attractive. You will become an unshakable source of strength for yourself and for everyone around you. Rejection will still sting, as it is a natural pain of loss, but it will never again have the power to break you or define you. You will know, at the core of your being, that you are the diamond and your worth is unbreakable. Your final practice is to write down on a small card, "My worth is in my character, not in their approval." Keep it in your pocket. Look at it whenever you feel your sense of self begin to waver. You have journeyed through the 7 stages of Stoic emotional mastery in love. From finding strength in vulnerability to building an unbreakable heart, this path teaches us how to withstand rejection and in doing so, win the only respect that truly matters, our own. Thank you for your time and your courage with Stoic Dominion. If this journey has provided you with value, please support our mission by liking this video, commenting with your own insights, and subscribing for more explorations into the heart of Stoic wisdom.